Welcome to this channel to hear a new information, story, autography, news and biography. Today I am going to narrate the Second World War. Who knows about the Second World War? Do you know the Second World War? Listen up to the end to hear amazing events. The Second World War, fought between 1939 and 1945, was the deadliest and most widespread conflict in human history. It involved more than 30 countries and affected every inhabited continent. The war was mainly fought between two groups, the Allied powers, led by Britain, France, the Soviet Union, the United States and China, and the Axis powers, led by Germany, Italy, and Japan. The causes of World War II are deeply connected to the aftermath of the First World War. The Treaty of Versailles of 1919 placed severe punishments on Germany. Germany lost territories, its military was restricted, and it was forced to pay heavy war reparations. These terms caused economic hardship and national humiliation. Many Germans believed the treaty was unfair and blamed democratic leaders for accepting it. This anger created strong nationalist feelings across the country. During the 1930s, the Great Depression struck the world economy. Millions lost jobs, businesses collapsed, and poverty spread rapidly. Economic crisis weakened democratic governments and increased public support for extremist political movements that promised quick solutions. In Germany, Adolf Hitler rose to power as leader of the Nazi Party. He promised to restore German pride, rebuild the economy, and expand territory. In 1933, Hitler became Chancellor of Germany. He soon eliminated opposition, controlled the media, and turned Germany into a dictatorship. Hitler believed in racial superiority and blamed Jews and other minorities for Germany's problems, spreading hatred and discrimination. In Italy, Benito Mussolini established a fascist government. He wanted to build a powerful empire like ancient Rome. Japan also followed a militaristic path. Due to limited natural resources, Japan aimed to conquer neighboring lands for raw materials. In 1931, Japan invaded Manchuria in China. This marked the beginning of Japanese expansion in Asia. The League of Nations failed to stop aggression by Japan, Italy, and Germany, showing its weakness as an international peace organization. In 1935, Italy invaded Ethiopia. The League of Nations imposed weak sanctions that failed to stop Mussolini. In 1936, Germany remilitarized the Rhineland, violating the Treaty of Versailles. Britain and France took no military action. This encouraged Hitler to believe that the Western powers would avoid war at all costs. Germany, Italy, and Japan formed alliances, which later became known as the Axis powers. In 1938, Germany annexed Austria in an event called the Anschluss. This expansion was popular among many Germans. Later in 1938, Hitler demanded the Sudetenland from Czechoslovakia. Britain and France agreed in the Munich Agreement. The policy of appeasement was intended to maintain peace but instead encouraged further aggression. In March 1939, Germany occupied the rest of Czechoslovakia, proving Hitler's promises were false. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland, using blitzkrieg tactics, fast attacks using tanks, aircraft, and infantry. Britain and France declared war on Germany on September 3, 1939. Officially beginning World War II, Poland was defeated quickly, especially after the Soviet Union invaded from the east under a secret pact with Germany. In 1940, Germany invaded Denmark and Norway to secure supply routes and strategic ports. Soon after, German forces attacked Belgium, the Netherlands, and France. France surrendered in June 1940. Britain became the only major Allied power still fighting Germany in Western Europe. The Battle of Britain took place in 1940, fought mainly in the air. The British Royal Air Force defended the country successfully. Germany failed to invade Britain and instead turned its attention toward Eastern Europe. In June 1941, Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, invading the Soviet Union with millions of soldiers. The initial German advance was successful, but the Soviet Union used scorched earth tactics and resisted strongly. Harsh winter conditions and long supply lines weakened German forces. On December 7, 1941, Japan attacked the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, bringing the United States into the war. The United States declared war on Japan, and soon Germany and Italy declared war on the United States. By 1942, the Axis powers controlled large territories in Europe, North Africa, and the Pacific. The turning point in Europe came with the Battle of Stalingrad, where the Soviet Union defeated Germany in 1943. In North Africa, Allied forces defeated German and Italian troops, securing control of the region. In the Pacific, the Battle of Midway in 1942 weakened Japan's navy and changed the balance of power. From 1943 onward, the Allies advanced on multiple fronts, slowly pushing back Axis forces. Italy surrendered in 1943, although fighting continued against German forces in the country. On June 6, 1944, Allied troops landed in Normandy, France, on D-Day, opening a western front. The Allies liberated France and moved toward Germany from the west. Meanwhile, the Soviet Red Army advanced from the east, liberating Eastern Europe. As Germany collapsed, evidence of Nazi concentration camps and the Holocaust shocked the world. Around 6 million Jews and millions of others were murdered in genocide carried out by the Nazi regime. In April 1945, Soviet troops surrounded Berlin. Adolf Hitler committed suicide. Germany surrendered unconditionally on May 7, 1945, ending the war in Europe. The Pacific War continued, with intense battles such as Iwo Jima and Okinawa. These battles showed that an invasion of Japan would cause massive casualties. The United States decided to use atomic weapons to force Japan's surrender. On August 6, 1945, the first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. On August 9, 1945, a second atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki. Japan surrendered on August 15, 1945, officially ending World War II. The war caused the deaths of over 60 million people, making it the deadliest conflict in history. Entire cities were destroyed, and economies across Europe and Asia were ruined. After the war, Nazi leaders were tried at the Nuremberg trials for war crimes. The United Nations was established to promote peace and prevent future global conflicts. The war reshaped world politics, leading to the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. The Second World War remains a powerful lesson about the dangers of aggression, hatred, and the importance of peace and cooperation.